Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, let us see how to group 4 adjacent cells. So that means how to make a quad. So this is the example given. Cell number 0, 2, 5, 7, 13, 15 and 8 and 10 are having 1 value as 1. That means these cells or these minterms are giving output as 1. So that means these are the true minterms. So now to pair or to group these cells which are having 1 as output. So let us consider cell number 5. For cell number 5, cell number 7 is adjacent, cell number 1 is adjacent and cell number 4 is adjacent, cell number 13 is adjacent. So this identification of adjacent cells I have explained in the one of the video in the same playlist. So this cell number 5 is adjacent to cell number 7. So these two will make a pair. In the same way, cell number 5 and 13 are adjacent to each other. These two will make a pair. In the same way, for cell number 13, cell number 12, cell number 9 and cell number 15 and of course cell number 5 are adjacent to each other. Out of these, already 5 is combined with the cell number 13. The remaining cell is 15. Here make a note, I need to, in fact you need to combine, you need to group the cells which are having value 1 and those cells must be adjacent to each other. These two rules you need to follow. Now look at the 15. For 15 there is a one more possibility with cell number 7. There is no 1 in 14, there is no 1 in 11, there is a 1 in 13 which is already covered, right. So now this middle 4 ones, cell number 5 and cell number 7, cell number 13 and cell number 15, all these together making a quad. So I can say these 4 cells are adjacent to each other and all are having 1. So that means you can write down the one of the prime implicant. What is that prime implicant value here? This particular group is covering 2 rows, out of which the second variable is maintaining same value 1. The second variable is v. Because it is maintaining 1, you can write the normal variable, normal form. Now, and this group is covering 2 columns, out of which the second variable is 1 and the first variable is varying. So whatever the variable is varying, changing, you need to eliminate that. You need not to write that in the prime implicant. Whatever this second variable which is fixed, that you need to write, that is 1 and 1 is related to d. Because it is 1, you need to write normal form. So the whatever the literal, that should be in the normal form. If in some cases we are getting 0 as fixed, you need to write down the complement form of that variable whenever you write that literal in the prime implicant. So this is done. Now next look at the cell number 0. For cell number 0, the cell number 2 is adjacent. This was explained in one of my video, you can watch it. When you roll this K map, this 0 will touch the 2. That is the reason this 0 and 2 are adjacent to each other. Similarly, this 0 and 8 are adjacent to each other. So these two will make a pair. Similarly, cell number 8 and cell number 10 are adjacent to each other and these two will make a pair. And cell number 10 and cell number 2 are adjacent to each other and these two will make a pair. So this is also same case like how we did for the middle ones. Same thing, all these 4 ones, these corner ones are adjacent to each other. So hereafter you can remember this point. Whenever you are representing any given Boolean function in 4 variable K map, and if you have 1, the value 1 in the corner cells, all these corner cells will make a quad, right. So this is one more quad. For this, let us say prime implicant 2, and for this what is the value? Let us consider which is covering this row and this row, and this row value is 0 0 and here 1 0. So that means 0 to 1 a is changed. The second variable is maintaining 0 value 0 to 0. 0 value means you need to write complement form. The literal should be with the complement. Next, and this group is maintaining 2 rows, one is 0 0 and other is 1 0. Out of these two, the second variable is fixed, that is 0, that is d bar, right. In fact, the c is eliminated. How? Because if you write, even though if you write c term, what is the c term here? 0 and 1. So that means 0 means c bar, 1 means c. So c bar plus c will become 1. That is the reason you need not to write that kind of variable which is changing its value row to row or column to column. So this is how you can identify the 4 adjacent cells. So whenever you look at this kind of grouping, you need not to write these kind of pairs and all these groups. Simply you can use only one grouping like this. Let me show that. I am sorry, I am not getting correct lines, but okay. So just I will write the ones. Here there is a 1 and here there is a 1, 1, 1, 1, 4 ones. So simply by looking at this, these 4 will make a quad. So simply write like this. You can make it as a quad 1 or prime implicant 1, then write down its corresponding expression. In the same way, you need to represent like this. These 4 corner ones will make a quad. Quad 2, prime implicant 2, and you write down the expression. For this example, these 2 prime implicants are essential only. These 2 are essential prime implicants. So final expression f equal to this prime implicant 1 plus prime implicant 2. These 2 are essential, and you need to write down these values. What are those? BD and B bar, D bar. BD plus B bar, D bar, which is nothing but B x nar D. B x nar D. So let us consider one more example randomly. I don't write the all the cell combination and cell number and gray code. Just I will write down the ones in the cells so that we can identify the quads, the grouping of 4 adjacent cells. So let us say here you have 1, 1, 1 and 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So in this case, let us see how to identify the quad. This is one quad. By looking at this entire column is quad. If you have ones covering entire column, that will make a quad. In the same way, if you have a row covering entire ones, that will also make a quad. So now look at this 4 group. This will also make a quad. So this is quad number 1 and this is quad number 2, and in fact there is a possibility of one more quad, that is these 2 can make a quad with these 2, because when you rotate, when you fold like this vertically, these 2 will touch. I mean this pair and this pair will touch. So these 2 pairs will make a quad, that is quad 3. This is prime implicant 1 and this is prime implicant 2 and this is prime implicant 3. But out of these 3 prime implicants, prime implicant 1 and prime implicant 2 are essential to include in the function. This prime implicant 3 is not essential. It is non-essential prime implicant, because already whenever you cover this prime implicant 1 and whenever you complete prime implicant 2, by that time all the ones in the K map are covered. Okay, the grouping of all the ones will be done by this prime implicant 2. Then there is no requirement to group the ones. Okay, if any cell is left to group, like let us say if you have 1 over here, then you need to look for the adjacent cells for this one. If any possibility, you need to group the this one with the possible adjacent cell. So if you have 1 here, the possibility is this one. So like this you can make a pair. So instead of this quad 3, you will be getting a pair which is prime implicant 3. Then you need to include that in the final expression. So here you need to remember one point: whatever the prime implicants possible in the given K map, those are not essential to write down the final minimized expression. So let us consider one more example. I am not writing cell numbers because you already know, just let us see the identification, how to identify these cells. Randomly I am picking 1 here, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So let us consider this kind of mapping is there for a given Boolean function. So these are the min terms are maintaining value as 1. So now how to identify the quads. So for this example, let us consider A, B, C, D. We will write down the answer also. 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, right. So as I said, if any row or any column is filled with all ones, you can make a quad. So this one is making a quad, which is first one, quad 1, prime implicant 1, and the value is, because it is maintaining all the columns, so C D variables are changing from 0, 0 to all the possibilities. So that means you need to eliminate, you need not to write this C D, only write down this particular row, that is 1, 1, A, B, right. So now look at this one. For this one, the cell number, if I write cell number 0, 1, 2, 3. For cell number 3, the 1 and 2 are adjacent, and this last cell is also adjacent, okay, and this particular cell is also adjacent, that is 4, 5, 6 and 7. So for cell number 3, cell number 7 is also adjacent. These particular cells are not having any ones, so there is no possibility of grouping with these particular cells, but there is a possibility of grouping this cell number 3 and cell number 7 to make a pair. This is also the very first pair, pair 1 and prime implicant 2, and the value will be, because it is covering 2 rows, one is 0, 0 and 0, 1, out of which the first variable is maintaining constant value 0 and the second variable is changing. So you need not write the B, whatever the fixed variable you need to write, because it is maintaining 0, you need to write the literal as complement form A bar, and which is maintaining only one column, the value is 1, 1, 1, 1 is nothing but C normal form and D normal form. Now let us look at for the cells which are left with 1. So this is cell number 4. So cell number 4 is left for us, and which is maintaining 1. For cell number 4, cell number 0 is adjacent, cell number 6 is adjacent, but these cells are not having 1, so there is no possibility of grouping with those cells. So now let us consider this one, this 8, 9, 10, 11, and this one will become 12, 13, 14, 15. So for cell number 4, cell number 12 is adjacent, so that means these two can make a pair. Pair 2, prime implicant 3, and the value will be 0, 1 and 1, 1. So 1 is fixed, that is related to B, and the column is 0, 0, C bar D. Here you need to remember one important point. While I am choosing this particular group, I am also checking with the other possibilities, because this particular cell number 4 is adjacent to cell number 6. Cell number 6 is not having any 1, so that means I am not looking for the other side. If cell number 6 is also having a 1, then I would have choose this I would have chosen this quad instead of pair. What is that quad? Simply choosing cell number 4, 12 and choosing cell number 6 and 14. Then it will give one more quad, that is quad, let us say already quad 1 is there, then it will become quad 2. Then instead of this you will be getting one more what is that, one more prime implicant answer, right. So in this way you can do. Let us rewrite this. I don't write the function, just the ones and the groupings, right. So here 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, right. So for this, immediately this is one quad and this is one quad and this one is a pair, right, pair, and this one is quad 1 and this one is quad 2. Now there is a one more possibility of quad. These 4 will make a quad 3, but this is not essential. No need to look for this quad 3 because already all the ones which are available in this quad 3, all the cells available in the quad 3, those cells are covered with quad 2 and pair 1 and quad 1. So that is the reason you need not to worry about this quad 3, right. So if you have any difficulty in solving different K-map related problems, you just post that question in the comment section so that I can make a video on that. Thank you so much.